What is up, guys, and welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk Hltv fantasy for the GAMERS8 tournament. I already done my predictions on my previous video, but I will go through them quick here as well. So jumping straight into it, Heroic will win over Falcons. They should. I can't see this upset happening. Apex Gamer Legion, I think it's about a 50-50, so to speak. I actually don't know who will win, so just avoid these teams. Cloud9 versus Fnatic. This time I think Cloud9, they got exiled from the start. They have much more time to prepare. I think they will go 2-1 over Fnatic. Going down to ENCE versus Liquid. I think ENCE will win over Liquid. They are not looking so good right now. Rainwaker are not putting up the stats, and Jakinda should play the Star Rifle, not in-game leader in my opinion. And ENCE is looking consistent and stable, so I think they will win this. Going down to FaZe versus Virtus.pro, I think this is like the upset that will happen in the first matchup, so to speak. Virtus.pro have looked pretty hot, played a lot recently, and FaZe have not looked so good, and I think they are not showing their true potential right now, and has a really low energy level in the team, so they gotta find their recent form and just come back, I guess. So going down to G2, they will win over 9. 9 hasn't looked so good like they did some months ago, and G2, I mean, they just won a tournament, so they are looking really strong. I mean, how can you not go with G2 here? Going down to Furia, I think here it's more to say that Furia is, they gotta get their shit together. That's like how I base this matchup. So Navi will win this because they have shown that they're pretty decent, and yeah, nothing else to say there actually. And same with Vitality versus MIBR. MIBR not that convincing with their new team, and Vitality, they are looking really strong as well. So I mean, I would rank like maybe G2, then Vitality, then Heroic right now. So yeah, so they will win there. Going to the quarterfinals, I think Heroic will win here as well, because they will face either Apex or Gamer Legion. They will win. It doesn't matter which of the team they face. Cloud9 versus ENCE. I think ENCE are looking more stable. They have played together for a pretty long time now. Cloud9, they need more experience within their team, but they could sure take a map off because they got exile now and they had more time to prepare and all that, but I'll still give it a slight edge to ENCE here. Going down to this matchup versus Virtus.pro versus G2, I think G2, they are looking strong. Virtus.pro, I think they will show some strong performances, some nice individual skills, but I think G2 has the upper hand here. Virtus.pros won't go any further than the quarterfinals, and if they do, they won't go any further than the semifinals. So yeah, I'll give this to G2. Down here, it's like the same. Navi got a new roster, and they need more time, but they have for sure shown some nice glimpses of skills and nice team play. But I'll give this to Vitality. They look incredibly strong right now, so yeah, I'll give this to Vitality. And then of course to the semifinals, I think this time Heroic, they want some redemption. They are going into this, they have looked up their weaknesses and what they have done wrong, so I think Heroic will come out on top, but I mean, it's a pretty close game, I believe. So but I will give this 2-1 to Heroic. And this is like the hardest matchup for me in my prediction bracket here. G2 versus Vitality. I mean, what a matchup. This is like if it becomes this match, I want to see it really bad, because I mean, how can you not want to see this match right now? But just because of recent form, G2 won. I mean, I'll give this like 55-45 to G2, something like that. So it's incredibly close. And then in the grand finals, of course, I think Heroic, they struggle in those semifinals, grand finals matches, you know, and I think G2 has the upper hand. I think it could be some close matches, but I give this win to G2, even though I know they won the recent tournament, and people say, oh, they can't win 2 tournaments in a row, but I mean, why couldn't they? So for me, that is not an argument. I mean, they could win this as well. 2 tournaments in a row, we'll see. But with this said, I think you should pick players from G2, Vitality, of course, Heroic because of their easy first matches in the bracket, and ENCE, of course. So now going into fantasy, as always, guys, I will show you a couple of teams that I'm leaning towards. I have not decided which one or if I will trade a player out or so, but I'll show you how it looks like for now. So going into the first team here, I mean, m0NESY, he was a beast. If we look at his previous event here, we can see at Cologne 1.34. That was like the same as Nico. So I mean, m0NESY, just incredible, and he goes with the op-roll. If you go with an expensive player, you got to get a budget player. We all know that. Hltv will most likely get negative points, but with the noob roll, get like a bottom of the scoreboard in. He could stay at that 0 points, not going positive, negative, and that is fine if m0NESY put up the numbers. Staven, consistent, great player, you know, and just because Heroic has that easy start of the bracket, I believe 2 Heroic players could be great here, and why not spend a lot of budget here? So with that said, go with Staven, and then you got to go with one with lower price, and that is Snappy. He was pretty decent at Cologne, and he goes really well with the new eco-friendly booster. You can see 47% trigger the max or the big trigger rate, and 42 to the small. That is really good. So this is like a first team that I'm leaning towards, G2, Heroic, ENCE, but this team doesn't have any Vitality players. So if you like Vitality players, you could go for a balanced lineup like this. You got JKS, like you downgrade from m0NESY to JKS. And you also got Magisk from Vitality. He has looked really good in Vitality. Now the one thing I'm not sure about this lineup is that I could only afford Jabi if I want 2 players from Heroic, and he has not been looking great at all. I mean, I don't know what's happening right now with Jabi, but I just hope they are talking to him, and yeah, what he wants to do to get his form back like he had a couple of months ago. He was a beast, entry fragging and all that. Yeah, so this is one example, and I will show you like the last example I got here. Here we go, got m0NESY and Hltv back, that combo, so to speak, and we still got a Vitality player, and we got a Heroic player. This is like the first lineup I show you where we don't got 2 Heroic players. We only got Tesses because he was the cheapest one, but I still believe he's a better pick than Jabi. And if you get this lineup, then you could upgrade Snappy or another budget player that you have to someone like Dyha in ENCE. Now Dyha has fallen off really much. Like if you look his last month, his rating is under 1. It's not looking great. I don't know what's happening with Dyha, because I remember a time when Dyha was a gold frame player, and he was like always in the cost of like 208, 210. He's now 196. I mean, if you think he will get his form back and play better, then Dyha could be some incredible value. And like, value is something that I'm looking at a lot, because getting 50 points on m0NESY or 50 points on a Hltv, of course the 50 points on Hltv is more value. 50 points on Magisk or 50 points on TESS, that's about the same. So that's how I'm looking at it. Players from these 4 teams, I won't be picking any player from the other teams just because of the uncertainty of which one to proceed. Not Falcons, not Apex, not Game Legion, Cloud9. Someone that believes in Cloud9, I know there will be some Cloud9 believers just because of Axile and the other fraggers. I mean, on paper they look incredible, but we'll see in the future how Cloud9 does. I will not pick any from Fnatic, not from Liquid, not from FaZe in their current form. I actually thought about picking someone from Virtus Pro just because of the upset potential here. But I most likely won't do that. No one from 9, really no one from Fury, and no one from MIBR. So yeah, that's how it is, guys. And I hope you do well in the tournament. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for this, and I'll see you in the next video.